Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis, with my lovely co-host. We have
Jonathan Oliveira.
Jonathan Oliveira. How are you doing today?
I'm good. It's a jam-packed day just before we go on lockdown on Monday, so we're doing well.
I'm doing well too. I mean, I haven't really left my house for the last 8 months, really, that much. So I don't know if I'll even notice this lockdown. But let's just everybody just do it. Not complain about it. Stay in lockdown for a month, like locked down, and see if we can contain this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if this is your first time on Reality Realness, well, then welcome. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. So if you can help us out by pressing that little subscribe button down over there, we'd be really grateful. And join us in the chat, please. So we're talking today. I know it's an off day, but this is a regular time slot, and it's a Saturday. So hopefully you guys can join us in the chat today. We're talking about The Masked Singer, Season 4, Episode 8. And we're doing Group B Finals. Overall thoughts of the episode, Jonathan?
Well, I'm nervous because there's so many people I like in this one, and it's a double elimination. So definitely, at least one person's going home that I want to stay. And yeah, so I'm excited to have 2 people unmasked.
Yeah! That's fun. I mean, I'm very excited about that as well. I also really love Cheryl Hines. I watched Curb Your Enthusiasm like religiously for a while ago when it was actually on air, and I just think she's so funny. And having to put up with Larry David for like years and years playing his wife, I think
I'm so unfamiliar with her, other than I know, like, I see her in things like this, and I know she's on like Ken's show that follows the Masked Singer as well. But I'm like, what's her name again? Cheryl something. Like, I actually don't know her. I never watched Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Jonathan.
Where else is she from?
I only know her from that, but it's really funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's Larry David who wrote a bit for Seinfeld, and I love Seinfeld, so
he
should watch it.
Yeah, I think it's something that you could like go back and watch now and be like, oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, I should.
He's such like, okay, what I find about Larry David and in Curb Your Enthusiasm, he, like Seinfeld, makes really ordinary circumstances. He finds the humor that everybody's experienced. So it's like everything that you've thought about, he will have a skit or a show, like an episode about a scenario that you've either been in, you've witnessed. You know what I mean? So it's very relatable, and then really hilarious because he takes it too far. He's so funny, and she plays his wife, and she's really good. I don't know. She's just very likable.
I think I've avoided it because this is a little too much information, but I've worked with someone who in the industry is known as being a version, I don't want to give too much information away, but a version of him, and it was quite the experience for me. So I'm like, I have been avoiding Larry David, even though I've never worked with Larry David. Never spoken to him, seen him, just know him in the public eye. But because I know Canada's version of him,
I can't even think.
I'll tell you off air.
Like, can you blank? Is this person on Schitt's Creek?
No.
Okay.
No. This is someone who kind of writes their own shows. It's if you watch them, and it's very, and then stars in them as well, but it's very Larry David. Like, he's known for being Canada's version of Larry David. So I'll deny it if you say the right person, but I think I've been like a little, standoffish with Larry David because of that, but I should give it a shot.
I think you would really like it just because it's just very relatable and very funny and sometimes very awkward, and sometimes it's just a lot of goodness. I like it.
Yeah.
But so this is Cheryl Hines, who I like.
Me too. I do like her.
I loved her dress. Like, I'm definitely always been like a fan of like sequiny, like sparkly dresses. When I'm doing like a party dress, like I can also, do things a little bit more, I don't know, sleek or whatever, but I like kind of slutty, cheesy party dresses. And so it was kind of like rainbow sequins.
But there's a fine line between like cheap and then like nice looking ones, you know?
You think hers look cheap?
No, I don't think that.
Oh,
I was just saying, I was like, you have to be careful in those situations.
unless you're intentionally trying to look cheap.
Like if it's Halloween and you want to look like a cheap sequins
But sometimes you just
something.
want to look cheap.
I mean, if you want to look cheap, you look cheap. That's up to you. You can look as cheap as you want to look.
Yeah, sometimes I want to look cheap. Who knows? You know? Okay, so
You want to look like $5? Look like $5.
10. Okay,
Sure.
10. First up was Seahorse.
Yes.
So, what did you pick up about the Seahorse?
So the song was Baby One More Time by Britney Spears, and
Mhm.
the way that Seahorse was able to, obviously Seahorse is a singer. Seahorse was able to kind of alter her voice to sound like Britney was very smart and entertaining. Um, and so they all have guests that are giving out their clues of people that they know. And the Seahorse, their guest was their like preacher or something like that. Like they're yeah. So obviously they're religious. Their preacher was a tissue box. There were two baby dolls that were dressed in pink. So one would assume girls, but maybe not necessarily. There was a fried chicken with Nashville on the box and pickles on it.
Mhm.
She plays guitar, is what it was a statement, and there was a Christmas wreath. And then there's also they're also doing this week where someone comes out like a previous contestant. I mean, someone dressed up as a previous contestant, and and they're giving a clue. So this one was the astronaut who was Hunter Hayes, who's I don't know a lot about him, but a country, like a younger country star, and well, I mean, or it could be a connection with the astronaut for some reason, but I think it is specifically Hunter Hayes. And the clue was never in a girl group because there was some speculation that she had been. So those were the clues that I picked up on. What about you?
Okay, so the only other clues that I can add on was there's like I don't remember what was playing guitar, but I think that she was it her playing the guitar or was it her spiritual advisor playing? Someone was playing the guitar. I didn't write down who.
Yeah, I don't know.
There was a bonfire, and she came over to her spiritual advisor's house or whatever, and said, and was the girl next door with a backpack and a guitar. Nashville, you mentioned. Christmas wreath, you mentioned. Amen was how he closed it. And the backup dancers, since you were so kind to be pointing them out last week, were wearing rainbow metallic cat suits with white hair playing the guitar.
You never know what's a clue. Well, the back. No, I was pointing out. Was I pointing out the background? I was pointing out the CGI last week. They had like fake people, but they had real people this week and no CGI. Last week, if you remember, it was, or last time I think we saw them, it was a country theme again. Oh, Ryland's trying to peek into the video here.
He loves the Masked Singer.
He always shows up for the Masked Singer.
I know that eye.
He desperately needs a haircut, and I'm gonna have to give him one because of the lockdown. But country theme kept taking place before. There was Place Your Bets. There was 5 9 o'clocks. There was the no mouth or smiling sign, if you remember. There was short jean shorts. That's why everyone thought it was like Jessica Simpson.
I still kind of think it's her a little bit, but then with the guitar, though, I don't think she ever had a guitar.
And it just doesn't sound like it was so Jessica Simpson stuff. And then it just doesn't sound like her this week at all. But yeah, it's like I have no idea who this is. Like not even remotely close. I mean, Jenny thought it was Kesha because Kesha was born with a tail, and then they cut it off, and then the seahorse doesn't have a tail. I was like, okay, I don't know what we're doing with that. But like, how do you know that information?
I think it's out there. I think I knew that actually.
And Cheryl thought it was Kelly Pickler because of.
I thought that was a good guess.
The pickles. I mean, and then the southern stuff, whatever. And then Ken thought it was Sia, which like no.
Obviously not. I thought Kelly Pickler was a pretty decent guess because I don't remember what her voice sounds like specifically.
She's very twangy.
Well,
very.
she has like a squeaky voice though. But maybe she puts that on for her like cutesy country girl shtick. Maybe she can alter it to sound like Britney, because like I think I can even alter my voice to sound like Britney.
Okay, go. Yep, go. Yep. No, do it.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Britney. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, baby, how was I supposed to know something's not right here? You know, I'd work on it, but
Yeah, no, I can hear it. I can hear it. Yeah, and it's true. So like people, especially if you're a singer, it's like you could do that, right? Like you can alter your, kind of what makes what sounds and whatnot. That's why I can't do it. But yeah, I'm just looking for some of the old guesses as well. Like if there's any other clues that I
I've
picked up on.
books for like notes. I don't know which book has what in it. Oh, this is like Jimbo and Lemon in it. Okay, it's not this book at all.
Canada's Drag Race. No, I was trying to keep it all in one place, and for the most part, I did. So I have the last couple weeks for sure, but I know I went off, and I wrote them somewhere else at some point. But yeah, I'm so week by week. I have no idea who this is. I think is this the one where people thought it was Tori Kelly or something?
I don't know who Tori Kelly is, so it didn't.
So she was on American Idol, like top 9 or 10 or something, and then didn't win, but then had a career afterwards. And I feel like I've heard people in the comments or on Twitter say that they thought it was Tori Kelly, or maybe that's someone else altogether. I'm not quite sure. But oh, hold on, sneak peeks right here. What did she get for the sneak peek? One clue: a quiet place to hide. Okay.
It's like, okay.
That helps us nothing.
I have no idea who the seahorse is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be someone that like I genuinely don't know, unless it's like Tori Kelly, who I really don't know still. But I mean, I wouldn't know her anything to connect her, so something like that. It's like last week, the Snow Owls. You know, I'm never guessing them because I would never know Clint Black or his wife. I'm trying to find this. Can't find anything else.
I don't have any other notes for the seahorse. I just like the Nashville thing. So them being country is interesting. Could it just even be Carrie Underwood and she's also just like altering her voice? Is she from Nashville?
I don't know. Carrie would not do this, I don't think. So yeah, it's
where is she born?
I don't know. And I think I read up on Tori Kelly in preparation for this, and I don't think Tori Kelly's from Nashville either. But again, it's like Nashville could be like, oh, I went to Nashville when I was 16, or
I went on a vacation to Nashville.
Yeah, or I auditioned for American Idol in Nashville when they were in Nashville, but I'm not from there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be anything. So it's really hard to say. But obviously Southern, obviously someone who can sing and has a singing career.
Okay, hold on. Let's just look up Nashville female singers. That's not too. Well, I mean, we're like week 8. We're gonna find out who these people are very soon.
Now
I know none of them. Okay, I don't know any of these people.
Do you think she's going?
Taylor Swift. Could it be Taylor Swift?
It's Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. Do you think she's safe or going?
She's from Pennsylvania. Oh, no, never mind. Sorry?
Do you think she's safe or going? Is she being unmasked, or do you think she's safe? Let's do it one by one.
Hold on. Crocodile. I think Crocodile and what you call it are gonna go unmasked. I don't think no, I do not think so. She's the only.
You think she's staying? Okay, I think she's staying as well.
She's also the only female in this group. I feel like the woman is going to stay here.
Yeah, I mean, she's also like the best singer. I think she's going to stay. Okay. On to the next. Crocodile.
Crocodile.
This was so interesting. What did you pick up?
Okay, well, his closest friend is a DJ that he traveled around the world with, and one time they went through 6 continents in 100 hours. So I'm wondering if this person is part of their entourage, or if it's actually a friend, or if it's somebody that he has worked with professionally. So I'm curious about their relationship. There was a tower, like a kind of like a stack of playing cards, which I was like, okay, what's that about? They mentioned Step by Step. Interesting. There's also a TV show called Step by Step.
Yeah, with I can picture their faces, but I can't say any of their names right now. But yeah, because it was like step parents, right?
Yeah, sorry. I only thought about that right now. I could have looked this up before. Step by Step. Do
I
they?
used to watch it.
I know, of course I did. Is there just anybody that's like famous now for anything? I don't even
For all
know.
those like,
Oh, that dad is kind of famous, or like I remember him, but he probably does like Hallmark movies now.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, I don't remember any of those.
I'm
boys.
an '80s baby, so I definitely watched Step by Step.
It talks about I saw a Lucky Lizard lottery ticket. Love that alliteration. And he sang "Bleeding Love" by Leona Lewis.
Yeah, one of my favorite songs.
I love
Leona Lewis, stop smoking, please, Leona Lewis. But yeah, I love great song choice. Yeah, his friend you said was a DJ, but also like the setup was very like radio on air, radio host. Like, do you have a podcast? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? So I felt like his friend definitely hosts like a radio show or a podcast of some sort. You said all that. It said hard exterior but softy inside. Did you mention this? There was a House of Cards.
Yeah, I did. But
So I mean, the only reference I can think of a House of Cards is literally the show, which I've never watched. So
it's Kevin Spacey.
oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Like, this is his comeback from being a pervert. So yeah, no, but I have no idea what that could mean, other than the show, really. And then plays video games. Obviously, the lotto ticket that you mentioned was like specifically a scratch ticket. So don't know if that comes into play at all, but love me a scratch ticket. And he was holding up like the vinyl record in front of his face. Um, and did you mention the clue that apparently I don't remember anything that happened 37 seconds ago, but the clue guessed was the bee. And the bee was Gladys Knight. And they brought out the clue that this person has been in a cult classic movie. So when Robin was guessing, he guessed Justin Guarini and the cult classic as him and Kelly's movie called Justin and Kelly, which was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I would not call that a cult classic. Although cult classics can be terrible, they can be great, but I would not call it a cult classic. Ken guessed Jared Leto, and Nicole guessed Jordan Knight because the Step by Step, New Kids on the Block song, and the fact that Gladys Knight, the connection could be their last name. I actually didn't think that was a bad guess because Jordan Knight is someone who I was like, wait, wasn't he on the show before? Like, I would think that he would do this. And then I'm like, maybe he was on Dancing with the Stars is what he was on. But that makes sense because if you remember before in episode 4, the crocodile had the mirror ball, and was on Dancing with the Stars.
Was he, or are you just speculating that he could be? It's like the type of thing he would have done.
No, like one of the clue was mirror ball, Dancing with the Stars. That's why I always thought the crocodile was Nick Carter. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not Nick Carter. Maybe it is Jordan Knight with the Step by Step. It was Anchor before Mirror Ball. They talked about a family reunion in 2014. There was a skull and crossbones flag with an American flag, and Robin made some references to that with him thinking that there was a reality show reference there, but I don't know about that. But yeah, and there was the number 5. And 5 is, and that's why I thought it was Nick, because I'm like, oh, he's in a group of 5, but also Jordan Knight was in a group of 5. So, and both of them have been on Dancing with the Stars. So,
Game-changing clue, though, was that he was in a cult classic movie.
Right. I don't know. I don't think either of them have been in a cult classic movie that I'm aware of. So maybe I'm completely wrong. But I was convinced up until today that it was Nick Carter. Hold on. What was Nick Carter's show called with his... Can you look that up? His family? His reality family show?
Carter Family Rules. Like, I don't know. Keeping Up with the Carters.
Because I was like, was it called something like, did it have any references to being like a house of cards in their logo or in their slogan or in their theme song? Or because I mean, he was also in reality.
Right, though, you just told it.
What?
You did just name it. It's called House of Carters.
Genius.
You see this happen live, people. You see this.
It just flashed in my head. I was like, wait, I used to watch that a little bit.
It was called House of Carters. That really.
I'm done. It's Nick Carter. I'm done. Yeah, because then the reality reference that Robin was listing is to Nick, House of Carters, and I don't know what the scratch ticket has to do with it, but I don't even care. And Nick Carter's totally the type that would play video games, all that junk. And I'm sure they all have friends who are radio hosts and all that stuff. In a cult classic movie, what has Nick Carter been in? Oh, hold on.
What?
The Backstreet Boys were... That's not a technically movie, but music video. Weren't they in that Thriller kind of music video that was like directed like a little short movie? I don't know. That's a stretch, but I still think it's Nick Carter. They were in that hole, and it was like it was done like Thriller, and they were all dressed up in like mummies, and Nick Carter was the mummy or something. And
yeah,
I remember that was like special when it came out.
His IMDb. Okay, so he's been an actor. He's 60 credits. Look at that. A lot of them is like video stuff. Hold on. Let's see what movies he's been in. I don't want him as himself. I want him. Oh, maybe he was playing himself in a movie. Okay, there's been a lot of videos or short videos about him. Obviously, he's been in some short films. Backstreet Boys, back. He was in the movie The Hollow. The Hollow, 8 Simple Rules. He was on that TV series twice. American Dreams TV series. What movies? IMDb. What movies?
In a cult.
Edward Scissorhands. He was uncredited. Wait, didn't our friend Adrian, who is a male, they corrected me, and I just was realizing, oh, it's a picture of Davon. That's their profile picture. So me thinking it was a female was because it was Davon. But anyways, didn't they mention that he was in that Nick Carter?
Oh yeah. It was like a random like lost fact
or something. Use a snippet. Yeah. So that was
that's a cult classic.
Yeah,
I want to watch it right now. Yeah,
1990. He was not credited for being in Edward Scissorhands, House of Carters, and everything else. Step by Step. So like why would it be Step by Step though? Because it's not an actual Backstreet Boys song.
I mean, that could literally be nothing, just the way they were speaking. It wasn't necessarily a clue. Or it could be
maybe
something that we don't know.
Boy band?
Yeah, it could be a reference to the fact that, he's in a boy band. The 5 before, like this is too many clues that are adding up. It's Nick Carter.
I'm agreeing with you here. I can't really imagine it being anybody. The House of Carters is too much for me to think that it's somebody else.
Yeah.
Like that's just too much, especially when you're just like, well, some people House of Cards, and like as you're saying that, I'm seeing House of Carters. Like at the same time, I'm seeing Carter, and you're saying Cards. I was like 100%. Sam.
Yeah, exactly. They could, some things are dead on, some things are stretches, and we have to like go with the ones that we think are like dead on, and there you go. I mean, Nick Carter, good job, Nick Carter. Very entertaining, good song choice, and I still think it's you. So
yeah. I mean, I never not thought it was him, but like, I'm definitely with you this time right now. Like, I don't see it being anybody else.
I've convinced you.
I don't think you convinced me, but the clues have convinced me.
I've helped you see the clues. We've pieced it together.
Cool.
And then, yeah, I mean, like some of the fish in a pineapple from before, I have no idea. Italian flag, I don't know. Is he Italian? I have no idea. Grew up in Hollywood. Yeah. I wrote down here, my guest, Nick Carter from episode 2. Yeah. Anyway, okay, moving on. It's Nick Carter.
Earlier on.
House of Cards.
And actually, I thought though that their guesses were pretty good. Like even the Jared Leto, Jordan Knight, Justin Guarini. I didn't think it sounded like Justin Guarini, but it was like kind of an interesting guess. I was like, oh, I forgot about that guy. I had a crush on him on American Idol so much that I was like looking up his astrology sign to see if we'd be good mentors. I don't remember now. Maybe he's a Capricorn. Was he? I need to know now.
But do you think he's going or staying?
I think he's going.
Okay, I think he's staying. I think him and the Seahorse are staying, and that whatchamacallit and Serpent are the ones going. I do.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just do.
Well, I just think that
whatchamacallit can't sing, so like usually those are the first goes. And then with Serpent, it's the more interesting costume, but it's a less stronger singer. I'm not convinced that this person's a singer. Whereas Seahorse and Crocodile I think are singers. This person could just sing decently for sure. But I don't know that they're a singer. I think they're a sports person. But anyway, we'll get into that.
Whatchamacallit is next. He has a teacher mentor. I don't know why I wrote down King, but I wrote down King. Maybe it was
because he had a king hat, like the prom king, because the whole video was like prom king or prom themed, and he did have a king like crown hat. What do you call that thing? Where it's the fabric crown.
Yeah, like a
thing.
I know exactly what you mean. Well,
yeah.
but
red, and then they have
the jewels around it. Yeah. Whatever that's called, crown, king crown.
Whatever.
Prom night. Apparently busted out a move. I guess at prom night. I can't remember. I just watched this yesterday. Yeah. Probably there was a UK bobblehead. His mentor was a whistlehead, and the song that he sang was "Lean Back" by the Terror Squad.
Lean Back, Terror Squad, featuring Fat Joe and Remy Ma. One of my favorites, especially growing up when I grew up. Absolutely. Yeah, there was coffee as well. There was a coffee pot filling up. I kind of paused it and see if there was any kind of. There wasn't anything. There was also, they didn't mention it or do a close-up on it, but there was a ping pong paddles on the table or whatever, and balls kind of within the ping pong paddles. That was only from afar, and you had to like pause it because it was really quick, but they were there, so I was looking. And like you said, the Queen's Guard and the hat, we've already said. That's all I got. Other than that, the clue giver from previous season was Ice Cream, who loved the costume last season, who is Ninja, who I still don't know who Ninja is. I'm on
YouTube every day, and I scroll.
It's a YouTube. I mean, Ken said it's a YouTube gamer, and I was like, "Is it, or is it like a live streamer? Is it a Twitch something? I don't know." I'm speaking out of turn because I don't know any of those things, except for YouTube. I'm like Twitch. Is that what it's called? Twitch, where people stream gameplay? Or who wants to watch other people play games? Not me.
People are obsessed with it. Okay, yeah, Ninja.
So weird. I want to play games. I don't want to like watch someone play games unless I'm like. Don't know if I want to buy the game or not, and I want to see what the play's like. I'll watch 2 minutes.
Sometimes it's people's like commentary while they're playing, like,
I don't want to watch 7-year-olds swearing at other adults.
A friend of mine though, she streams herself playing Sims 4, and like she does different builds. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna do this like ugly house build challenge, and so she'll give herself different tasks or different challenges to complete. And so she has her video image there. And then she also like constructs these things. And since quarantine started, I think she's at like 20,000 followers.
It's crazy. I mean, do what you like. If you love doing it, absolutely. To me, seems crazy. It's like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel where I peel wallpaper off walls and see who follows that. Like it's just as boring to me, but I mean, I probably would get a lot of followers.
Well, like, Brent from Rob Has a Podcast.
Yeah.
So he actually has a gaming channel where he goes to the casino and plays slots. and he has 27,000 subscribers. He plays slots. It's not even something that has like any like strategy or.
No, it's all luck. But it's like, I mean, I can give you some tips if you want to play slots because I know someone. Anyway, off camera, I will get in trouble again. But
Again.
play the end ones anyway. But so you know, it's just that's crazy to me. It absolutely is crazy to me that people love that. It's like that oh, what's that called? Where you talk like this and you chew. ASMR stuff. Like that's I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's soothing.
It's where you listen to me. I'm gonna eat.
People, I watch our subscribers
like,
just at the room. They're gonna be like, oh, at 30 minutes, Jonathan starts some ASMR whispering, and then I'll be like scratching something.
Yeah, I don't listen. There's something for everybody, and absolutely, I celebrate it. Do what you want. Like you're not hurting people. Do what you want.
Kind of chocolate wrapper, some foil.
I don't get it personally, is what I'm saying. So, yeah. So anyway, I don't know who Ninja is, but that was the thing. And the clue was that he has already won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's sports, whether that's gaming, whether that's, I mean, you know, why did ice cream come out? Because he likes ice cream, or is it because he maybe knows Ninja, or he's in that world of YouTube something?
I just need to tell you who Ninja is, okay? So Ninja, he's a Gemini, so we like that. His name is Richard Tyler Blevins. He is an American streamer, so YouTuber, professional gamer, internet personality, author, and actor. And he started streaming through participating in several esports team and competitive play for Halo 3, picking up fame in a gradual speed up fashion when he started playing Fortnite Battle Royale in late 2017. So yeah, it's from Fortnite. In March 2018, he played Fortnite with Drake, Travis Scott, and Juju Smith-Schuster on a team, breaking a peak viewer count on Twitch. Prior to his retiring his Twitch account or profile of streaming his favor of Mixer, I don't know what that is, in August 2019, Blevins has over 16 million followers and is the most followed active Twitch channel as of November 2020.
Yeah, see, I thought he was more Twitch, and I don't even know what Twitch is. But
well, do you know what Twitch is? We're streaming to Twitch right now.
I don't know what it is, but great. You know, I'm old because I don't know these things. I don't get it. And I follow some influencers for like skincare and things like that obviously I'm into. It's a hobby of mine, but and they sometimes have these like YouTube sensations on, and I don't know who they are. Like there's one Charlie, and she was with like
Charlie.
She had like and she had like James Charles over, and there's big controversy.
She's actually she's catching some heat right now because her and her, you know what's going on, the drill. Oh.
Yeah, because they're acting like brats or something like that.
16 years old. If I was 16 years old and a gazillionaire, like
but here, to be fair, I mean, I was 16 years old and not a brat. So I was 16 years old acting like an adult because I had to. And so if you're gonna put yourself out there, listen, she should be getting like death threats and people being nasty to her. Absolutely not. That's insane. And but at the same time, if you're putting yourself out there, you're gonna get criticism. You're gonna get critiques, and that's if you're 16 and that's happening to you, then your parents shouldn't be allowing you to do that. But I think the biggest critiques were on her parents initially, that they hadn't said something like "smarten up." I would have been whipped around the room by my ear and beaten with wooden spoon and slippers if I'm half Portuguese, raised Portuguese. If I had spoke out of turn or was rude to anyone, I mean I couldn't imagine being like that.
I wouldn't have acted like that, but I definitely have been. I was a difficult teenager, not gonna lie.
Oh really? Oh, okay. Oh, we're gonna have to share some stories after.
Going to raves.
Oh. Okay. All right. No, I was the complete opposite, but my
best friend had a baby when she was 16. Come on.
Who?
My best friend. I've told you the story, no?
I don't think so. My mother was 17 when she got pregnant with me, so
my best friend in high school got pregnant at 15, and her partner at the time, we were all best friends. It was like a trio of best friends, and then he was out of the picture. And so I was her Lamaze coach, And I was in ballet class, and I get a call from the principal being like, so-and-so is in labor. So me in my dance clothes, goes and takes my little bus ticket, and I take the bus to North York General Hospital to go and help my best friend deliver a baby. And you know who the baby is. So I'm going to tell you who that is offline.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I do know who the baby is. I don't know, but well, they'll be unmasked on the next episode. No, I was the opposite. I went to Catholic school. So I mean, people weren't even like kissing on the cheek until high school, and it was very innocent. And yeah, so I'm totally different world for me. I'm non-religious now, but I was raised in that kind of setting, so everything was a lot slower. And not to say that Catholic people who were raised Catholic experience what I experienced, but in where I was in my community and stuff, that's what happened. Basically nothing. But anyway, I don't know why we're on this subject, but
We're talking from
we don't know who Ninja is, and we don't know who, all these YouTubers and things like that. I mean, for me personally, I know who James Charles is. Don't enjoy James Charles personally, but there's a lot of other ones that I do love, and they're a lot more informative rather than just famous for being famous. But I wanted to say about Charlie is that I think it was her parents is what I initially heard a lot of the criticism about. And then I did watch a video where she was crying, saying that she was getting a lot of heat on her as well. But that's where your parents need to step up. You're 16 years old, I guess, and they need to be like, nope, enough's enough. This is not happening.
16 is also like a little bit young to be on, I think, TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, I get making these little videos, but like to have 90 million people following this teenager on this platform, like the people that are critiquing her are people that have years on. It's not other 16-year-olds. It's
no, right.
Adults.
Yeah, and the thing is, the hard thing too is when you're essentially, I'm sure she's earning. I think her parents are rich anyway, but when you're essentially like earning all this money off of all of it, your parents aren't gonna be like, no, it's that a lot of people like the fame, and I'm not saying that she does or whatnot, but it's just, I don't know, her parents are rich and probably never had fame, and now like their daughter's famous or their daughters are famous, and there's a lot of allowances that probably wouldn't happen otherwise.
I haven't seen the video. I just heard about what went down, and they're just kind of being ungrateful and a little bit with a private.
I haven't seen it either. Yeah.
And so, but one thing though is like I feel like they probably thought that this was like a shtick. It's kind of like, they're on this show and like, oh, they have to be silly, or they have to be like a girl, like they have to go mock the show. You know what I mean? I think that they're trying to play it up to make it entertaining, and people were kind of
yeah, absolutely. And if that was my daughter though, I would be releasing a video and being like, look, this is entertainment, this is whatever then, and you need to stop it. I would be like fiercely protective over my family, and I haven't heard the parents having release any statement or anything like that. So I mean, anyway, I don't get that whole culture of people being famous for virtually nothing, but you want to make people famous for whatever you value, then so be it. But I feel like whatchamacallit is someone I don't know is my point because of that. I was like, oh, I think if like Ninja, I don't know who that is. You want a champion, maybe you're like into gaming or something too, or because I feel like the championship might be like a tournament or gaming, whatever. Or you can be a sports person, and if you're a sports person, I'm not going to know you either. So,
who do you know? Like
not sports,
people
not sports. I mean, I'm a gamer. I just don't. Here's Ryland. Came to my defense because he's loyal. No, it's I'm a gamer, but I play games. I don't follow or value game celebrities or anything like that. So that's not a thing to me. But yeah, so I sports people I don't know. Anyway, Ken guessed Lonzo Ball. Don't know who that is.
Me neither. I looked him up and it didn't even look familiar. Cool.
Nicole, is he a sports person or is he?
No.
Oh.
I just looked at the picture.
Nicole guessed Carmelo Anthony. Don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's an American basketball player.
And Cheryl guessed JB Smith. I know who JB Smith. You see, we talk about actors and entertainers. I know what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. JB Smooth.
Or sorry, JB Smith. What did I say? Smith.
Mm-hmm.
JB Smooth. And I love JB Smooth. And he was in. Oh gosh, I was obsessed with it at the time. I can't remember the show. But yeah. So I don't think it's any of them. And yeah, I mean, the fact that 2 out of 3 of those guesses are people I don't know, I don't have a lot of confidence that I know who whatchamacallit is. And I think whatchamacallit's going to be the first person unmasked tonight. So I think
Well, he's not Curb Your Enthusiasm, so maybe this is for you to be watching. JB Smooth is.
JB. Oh yeah, no, it was I forget what the show was.
Millers?
What's that?
Are you watching The Millers? Is that it?
I have, yeah, but that's not what I was thinking of either.
Woke, Mapleworth Murders, Harley Quinn, TV series The Last OG, Curb Your Enthusiasm, The Jesus Rolls, Three Below, Tales of Arcadia, Spider-Man, Uncle Drew, New Girl, one episode?
No, I think it's older. It's
Teenage
older stuff.
Mutant Ninja Turtles, the series. Is that it?
What is it?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the series.
Well, you know I watched that.
He played Bebop, the voice.
Really?
Oh, you actually know who that
is? No, I just didn't know he was on it. Okay, all right. Yeah, no, I was obsessed with. I mean, born in 1983, I'm obsessed with Ninja Turtles. Are you kidding me? That's where like the movies came out. Like, was it early 90s? I want to say, or like the first one, the live action. I
don't know.
I was obsessed. It was like the right age for me to be obsessed.
Oh,
anyway,
fresh off the boat. Fresh off the boat.
No, I didn't watch that. I feel like it was older.
Black Diamond. Okay, older. Oh, he's the voice on the Smurfs too. Chicago Fire.
Obsessed with Smurfs. No, I didn't watch Chicago Fire.
American Dad.
I mean, that would be a voice, but yeah, I watch all American Dad.
He's the voice of Tracy Bryant.
Anyway, I'll tell you next week. I'll follow up with you. Let's move on to the Serpent. What?
Everybody Hates Chris.
No, I watched a few episodes. Oh well, you know, I do remember him from Everybody Hates Chris, I think, but that's not the show. Okay. It's a show that I like first saw him in. I think that I'm like.
Cedric the Entertainer.
Was that it?
Okay, I really don't think that any of the other things that you would guess him on.
I might be surprised.
He's on Conan O'Brien. He's on Saturday Night Live.
No.
Okay.
Like he would like it as a.
Well, I just like basically said like half of his IMDb, and you didn't.
It might be Cedric the Entertainer. It might be that one. I'd have to double check.
So basically, we're just saying we don't know who whatchamacallit is. We're just getting some filler content to talk about because they're really.
But Serpent sang "Cool" by Jonas Brothers.
Never heard.
I didn't love the song choice.
I never heard it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if he's just singing a different version of it. And I don't know the song. It was
I think I just don't know the song because I don't know any of the Jonas Brothers songs.
And I would, but it's anyway. College roommate was a pizza box, and that was his person who was speaking on his behalf. Clues I picked up on were good mayo, good peanut butter. Okay. Cleaning bucket with like suds and like a sponge. There was an ambulance. And in the background, there was sports trophies. There was a lot of sports themes. There was like the number one, finger, the foam finger. But the sports trophies in the background were all baseball. And there was a bat and a ball on the couch. I mean, there was also a football on the couch, but there was a bat, a ball, and all the trophies in the back were baseball trophies. And then their clue person was the Eagle, who was Dr. Drew. And the clue was has sung with one of them before. So I'm like, is that one of the judges? Is it Nick? Who's one of them? Maybe one of the judges. So those are kind of like the clues that I wrote down. Anything else?
There was the good mayo and the good peanut butter jars. There's also at one point the whole background was sunflowers. So I don't know if it was like talking about like, although
because it was like rain, and then it was like, oh, he's in a down spot, and it was raining, and then it was like boom, and then there was.
He wasn't looking to be famous, so fame maybe found him, or he got stumbled onto something, or he was discovered. So that's what makes me think that he wasn't a sports person, because you would not that they want to be famous, but like you'd be trying to excel. So I don't know if that would work for a famous an athlete. But yeah, that's pretty much all the guesses that I got. And the game-changing clue brought up by the Eagle was that he sung with one of the judges before. I thought that was cool.
I'm trying to look up the past clues. So the serpent was like, yeah, that was the one that had like baby. No, what was it? Holding croissant with bacon. What's all these food references? With $2 remaining, $2 off. So there's a $2 thing. When he finally made it, he had the golden croissant medal. So he had like a medal, but like a golden medal before. This is why we thought, or I thought before, that it was maybe a Olympic person.
I just need to interject right now, sorry, to the game that I'm playing, an online reality game right now that Jonathan knows all the people that I'm playing with. It's a closed ID game. Anyways, so I'm playing as Cher Horowitz in this particular game. And so yesterday, because we're playing a challenge right now where like we're all playing, but like we have to like take our own turn, and then it's the next person's turn, and sometimes they're busy or they don't realize it's their turn, and so it could be like 5 hours before like one person's turn get played. And so yesterday, this person playing as Helen, whatever the third, she's like, we hate her. She's like, "Earth to share, come in, share," like that gift from the movie Clueless. And I didn't respond, obviously. And then she just did it again today, thinking it was my turn. And I meant to respond to the group chat, but I responded to her chat directly. And then Jonathan, she wrote back to me. She's like, "Hey, Cher, how are you?" And it's like, "I placed an hour ago. Thank you." And I meant to put that in the group chat. And she's like, "Thank you for the lock pick. That was so sweet." So
I can't speak about her because we're live. So,
but just so you guys understand where I'm coming from here, is though someone that I was aligned with, I gave them half of something to be able to have an advantage, to be able to pick a lock at a crate at tribal council, so that one of us would be able to be safe and have an immunity idol or something like that. We're not exactly sure what it is. We're assuming it's immunity idol for that vote. And so my ally, or I think it's my ally, gifted that to my enemy by accident. I can't tell whether or not it's like, I just don't think that Will would go through all this trouble to gift it to her.
Everyone watching is like, that's not by accident. But I'm like,
it might have been, though.
It might have been. I don't know.
Anyway, so she's trolling me, being like, "It's so nice of you. I heard that you also gave him half of it." I'm like, "Thank you." She's like, "Thank you so much for the lockpick." Like, she knows that it was an accident and that I'm probably furious about it, but I'm just not even going to respond to her anymore. Just give her a little teaser. Anyways, I just glanced over. I had to just mention it to Jonathan because it's making me infuriated, and we're pretty much done with this episode. So
almost done. Yeah.
The guesses were Jamie Foxx, Donald Faison, and Dr. Elvis. I don't really know how any of those sing. I know how Jamie Foxx sings, and it doesn't really, to me, sound like Serpent.
Two people said Donald Faison, though, like Cheryl and Robin seconded it. The clue from before was if you remember, in the sneak peek, was a prescription on TV that had the number 31118. What does 3118 spell on a phone? I don't know.
C-Y. Hold the phone. So wait, what is the number?
3118. That was a prescription, but it was another prescription, and they were talking about how there's been a lot of like doctor clues. Like there was an ambulance. The first clue was a prescription, so that's why they thought it was Donald Faison. And I was like, yeah, it's probably someone who's like an actor who can sing, but it's not a singer. So maybe it is Donald Faison. Maybe it is. But I don't have any But then I was like, but then I thought it was, I don't know. I thought it was a sports person or like an Olympic person, but I'm like, maybe when they made it, they had a golden croissants. Really like, well, when they made it, they were nominated for an award and won it. You know, like an Emmy or something, and it like happened like instantly or something like that. You know,
Like, did he win anything for Scrubs?
I don't know. So I'm like, maybe that's what it's talking about. So I could see it being possibly an actor too, and winning that kind of reward or award. But yeah, a lot of doctor references. A lot of doctor references. So
I still think it's George Clooney.
if it's what's that one guy that I don't like? Who's a doctor? Anyway, I hope it's not him. Is it Isaiah Washington?
I
He's
like
the one that got in a lot of heat and then was like canceled for a couple of years, and then you see him not in the bigger. He was like homophobic and stuff like that.
I was gonna say the guy that pretended to have been involved in like a racial.
Jesse Smollett. No, not him. It was before that. It was on. Was it on Grey's where God, what's that actor's name? There was a lot of. I think it was on Grey's, and I don't watch Grey's, so I don't know. But anyway, I hope it's not him.
Okay, let's get to the main event.
Yes, please. Let's find out. So my guess is whatchamacallit and Serpent in that order will be unmasked.
I think unmasked is going to be Crocodile and whatchamacallit.
And the only thing I have is that I think Crocodile's Nick Carter, Seahorse, some sort of singer, Southern singer. Whatchamacallit's either a gamer or a sports person, and Serpent is either a Olympian or maybe played a doctor on TV or something like that. Doctor show. Okay, let's see.
Okie dokie. She's coming. You can see, correct?
Yep.
The Seahorse!
It's moving to its foot.
Congratulations! We will see you in the Super 6 in a few weeks. And that leaves just 3. Which 2 are getting unmasked in our double elimination?
This is hard. Have 2 people go home.
Find out after the break.
Oh, get out of here. I love Ken so much. He's so funny.
Welcome back to the Group B Finals. The first singer to unmask in tonight's double elimination is...
So hard.
Rylan wants to watch. The first person, whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit. Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for whatchamacallit. Crocodile Serpent still safe for now.
I like whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit, my brother, you did your thing. So sorry to see you go, but we can't wait to see who you are. It is time for
Who do you
first
think it is?
guesses.
You don't know?
Let's bring them out of the vault. Bring them out.
I think we gotta go to. I can see your voice like sooner.
Yeah, go to Ken's show right now.
Now remember, panel, if your first impression guess is correct, you get a point. These aren't that bad, except for, whoa. We'll get to Nicole's in a minute. But we'll start with Kid. Oh no, Damian Lillard. You sticking with it?
No. Initially, that dime's in the package. So yeah, I was definitely thinking of Dame Lillard, amazing point guard. But then, as he was performing and evolving, I had a bit of an epiphany, and there was like a brewing coffee in it that was also like he was a star of the UCLA Bruins. I'm gonna go with Lonzo Ball on this one.
Well, Robin, your first impression guess was Tyler, the Creator.
Yes, that was right on the money. Then I started thinking it might be Michael Strahan.
Oh.
Because when he says others absorb the spotlight, that could have been the quarterback of the team. That could have been him and Kelly.
Yeah,
Kellys,
yeah.
you know what I mean? There's a
He's
lot
that
of
tall, too.
situations.
He's very tall.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Michael Strahan for now.
Definitely, he could be his height. Indeed. Denny,
Yes, Nick.
your first impression guess Winston Duke.
That's a good guess.
Well, we saw a panther in the clue package, so I thought, okay, Black Panther movie, Winston Duke. And then I looked more in the clue packages and we saw the high fives. That's a very basketball thing to do. The whistle. So I'm like, okay, Jenny, lean more towards basketball. When I saw the crown, I thought, okay, who's maybe dating royalty? And the royal family of reality are the Kardashians. And he's dating Kendall Jenner right now. So I thought, you know what? Maybe it could be Devin Booker.
All right.
That's a good guess.
All right.
I don't know any of these people.
Sherlock Jersey. Uncle It. Cousin It's Daddy right here.
Right there.
So are you sticking with that?
No, Nick. I was picking up on the basketball clues as well. But this week I was thinking, okay, we've got marshmallows in the clue package, somebody who's hella tall, Carmelo Anthony.
And Miss Durrell, who do you believe Uncle It is?
I still think it's my pal JB Smooth. He's tall, 6'4", he can rap, he can do anything.
JD.
Let's be honest.
Great energy.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. That's a good guess.
Well, okay, panel, you've made your final guesses. Now it's time to see who's right and who's Kim Jong wrong. Whatchamacallit, who are you? Audience, say it with me. Take it up. Take it up. Take it up. Take it up.
Gonna be another person I don't know. Sounds right, but I don't know who that is.
You got something right once in life.
Oh my God, I'm a big fan of this Lonzo Ball. I love you. Oh my God.
Lonzo, my
Cute.
man, you had us all fooled except for King. What would make you do a show like this and be the whatchamacallit?
Yeah, I mean, I love music, I love performance, so this kind of brought it all together. And I knew my mom watches this, so it's gonna definitely put a smile on her face when she sees me.
Oh, he loves his mama.
The funny thing is, he's already so accomplished, and we've been following, that you forget how young he is.
Yeah.
22, right?
Incredible.
Oh my, and I'm 23. We're like the same age.
You're not happy.
So what's been the best part about being the whatchamacallit?
The best part is just coming out here and doing what I love to do without anybody judging me, not knowing who I am.
You rocked it too, man.
Father once played for.
Ladies and gentlemen, you got to give it up one more time for Lonzo Ball. And to sing, or just lean back with it one last time, the artist formerly known as whatchamacallit. Give it up for Lonzo Ball. Hey, man, hey, on some slow jump. Fat brother.
Facebook reality show.
Don't dance, pull up our pants and do the rock. Now lean back, lean back. That just leaves Crocodile and Serpent, who is heading to the Super 6 and who is unmasking. Find out after the break.
I remember the preview for this episode was like Ken crying, saying that like someone like really affected or helped them with something or whatever. So this is an emotional unmasking, this next one, because the preview was him crying and being like, you helped us through these hard times or something like that. So I just remembered that and I was like, wait a minute, who could that be? We'll find out.
Well, I don't know who this person is.
So I don't think Ken's going to be crying over Nick Carter. So I think the Serpent's being unmasked.
Okay, doubling down here. So I don't know Lorenzo Ball, but that was a very satisfying reveal, especially because Ken Chung was right. Like it was a good.
Well, I mean, I still think they're fed it. I think they're fed all that kind of crap, but and I don't know who he is. So for me, it's a little like Mark Sanchez. I mean, it was a stretch.
It's better. It was more, I thought, exciting than Mark Sanchez, just because seeing that Ken was right.
All right, let's go for it.
Okay, fine.
Welcome back to the Masked Singer Group B Finals. I'm here with Crocodile Crocodile and Serpent. One is headed to the Super 6. The other is headed home. And our second singer, Group B, headed home tonight is the Serpent. Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for the Serpent. And make some noise for the Crocodile, because that means, Crocodile, you're advancing to the Super 6. Congratulations. Crocodile looks surprised. Y'all keep it going for the Serpent. He did an amazing
Whatever.
Hold on, but if they're emotional and it's like all these doctor references, maybe he's a real doctor.
But first, let's retrieve the panel's first impression guesses from your vote.
Why is Ken emotional over it?
This happened so long ago, I forgot what my first guesses were.
All right, Ken, what's going with yours? Your first impression guess,
Okay.
was Usher.
Oh.
You sticking with it?
No, I'm not. First of all, Serpent, I just want to say this is like legitimately the toughest season we've ever had. And honestly, you are a winner and you're amazing. And speaking of amazing, going back to my clues and my guesses, if you're the person I'm thinking of, there's lots of books, in that clue package. And he graduated from Brown University and Ivy League school. Honestly, I'm going back to David Diggs.
All right.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right.
Diggs.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Well, Nicole, you were in the same musical theater realm. You said it's your friend Oak from Hamilton. That was your
Yes.
first impression.
I thought it could be Oak from Hamilton going off of the vocals, but they kept doing medical clues, right? And I had the honor of performing with Dr. Elvis. So I'm really hoping that this is the singing surgeon.
All right.
I don't know who that is.
Pretty good.
He went viral.
You said John Legend.
Oh yeah, right?
Are you going to stick with that?
No, I've moved on, even though his voice is just as stellar. But with the doctor clues, private practice, also that light switch we saw, guiding light, I'm going to stick with Tay Diggs, actually.
All right.
That's
Mic
pretty good.
drop.
Okay.
All right. Well, Robin, your first impression, guess Wanye Morris.
Wanye, yeah, that's right. The lead singer of Boyz II Men. The first performance definitely had that tone in the upper range.
Absolutely.
And then Cheryl and I kind of looked at each other at the same time over the Scrubs, and she was thinking Donald Faison. I'm going to follow Cheryl's guess and go with Donald Faison.
All right.
Like that.
Well, Cheryl,
Yeah.
Robin Thicke is biting your swag a little
I'm
bit.
biting on it.
No, but it's good. It sounds like it could be Donald. We all know him very well from Scrubs. And in that package, we literally had a scrub brush. I feel pretty sure that it's Donald.
All right. Well, panel, everybody has their final guesses in. Let's see how many of you are right. Audience, say it with me. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
I feel like the way he's acting, he's being guessed.
He's what?
Like they guessed him.
Oh.
I felt like it.
I mean, the best guess to me is Donald Faison, but
Yeah. Oh, Dr. Elvis.
that's why he said Elvis. I don't know who that is.
I don't know the voice, but I've seen a little bit of the video.
So that's why Ken's emotional. Two people I don't know this week.
Singing for us during the quarantine, but now to sing for us as the Serpent, man, how's it feel?
I mean, this is unbelievable. It's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of situation. Very different from what I do on a day-to-day basis, but something I'll never forget for the rest of my life.
Man, and we will never forget you.
It's a real blessing, and I think it's the perfect time for you to be on the show right now. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything you do.
But I appreciate all that you all do. Patients oftentimes, turn on the television while they're in their hospital beds and coming in and watching, a patient, watching the Masked Singer, putting a smile on their face. It's just an incredible way for us to move forward together. And I'm just happy to play a small part in Humble.
Very well said.
I just have to say,
Did you read that quote?
your
What?
version of Imagine got us through the pandemic, man. So,
Appreciate that.
quarantine, man, you don't know, like, that living room concert you did on Fox, that was the first time we saw it, and in a concert of stars. It was like Elton John, Billy Joe, everybody. The best moment of that living room concert was you. And
I didn't watch it.
Who's also a doctor was like, that's what a real doctor does, man. He's an orthopedic surgeon. I was a generalist. This guy is smarter than any doctor on the planet. And there's just truly no one more talented than him. And I'm crying because I'm jealous that you're more talented than me. And, but I just want you to know, man, you just got us through a very difficult time, and we love you so much.
Indeed. I mean, that means a lot. I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry. There's so many audience members and people at home who feel exactly the same way. Let's hear it one more time. But
that's a real stretch. Not a lot of people are going to know who he is for someone who just went viral this year.
I mean, he's pretty famous.
I guarantee you, I ask all my friends, they don't know who he is.
It's pretty viral. I don't know him.
I listen. I'm watching all those videos. I have a lot of time. I'm watching the Facebook, the YouTube's, this, that, and the other thing. I don't know who he is. I've never seen him. Which is what I thought. He wasn't a singer, but
okay, hold on. I want to show that. I just want to show one last thing.
But he was the one who got
America celebrities.
Sorry.
So wait, was he the one who had the $2 remaining, $2 out? What were all those $2 before? And like when he made it, he had a golden croissant. Like, what does that have to do with anything?
I have zero idea. Okay, well, I just put in his name and this came up and I want to hear what it says.
You weren't supposed to be the serpent originally, correct?
Yes, this is correct. You got insider news. And I was thrilled with how this whole thing turned out. A lot of it was like, it was...
I was going to freak out.
Gremlin. And when I saw the costume, I was like, oh, this is awesome. It's a fuzzy, furry, kind of lovable kind of creature. And then maybe literally like days before the actual competition started, they asked if they gave me another option, and that was the serpent. And the medical symbol, which is the caduceus that has the snakes wrapped around it, felt like the perfect fit. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is like almost meant to be. So it was,
literally, I believe in the everything happens for a reason scenario. And when I heard that the costumes were switched at the last minute, and the way you wore the serpent, it was...
What was he originally?
For you. I was like, look at that. It goes down as one of my favorite costumes on Masked Singer.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean the animatronics, like the snake-like motion behind me. I mean, all of it was incredible. So I'm very happy with the way it turned out.
What was he originally? Did it say?
I don't remember. Hold on.
I was yelling at my dog.
Yes, correct. You got
serpent originally, correct?
Yes, this is correct. You got insider news. And I was thrilled with how this whole thing turned out. A lot of it was like, a lot of it was. So initially, I was supposed to be the gremlin.
The gremlin, and then the gremlin was. This is why I think they had an uneven amount of people now, because I think they were like, I think the gremlin was just a fake out. Like, let's just have him on, book him for one day, kind of a thing. You can unmask yourself, because the gremlin was what's his face unmasked himself, right? Riley, shush, please. And so that was that's why they had 4 in that group, and there was a double elimination because they obviously hired the gremlin for one day. So yeah, interesting.
Well, I really like how this all turned out. I thought it was a really good episode. Like, I like the reveal. Like, I know you know them.
I don't know them. 2 people I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know them, and I have to run because I have to go. I have to go. I have a haircut. Very safe, secure, mask on. No,
I mean,
nobody
you
else
guys
is allowed
didn't
in there.
lockdown, so
But the lockdown is Monday, and it's going to be, I'm cutting my own hair. And that was a disaster last time. I literally took out a big chunk of my head because I thought the thing was on it, and it wasn't. And it took a month to grow back, where I didn't have to wear a hat. And I'm not doing that again. So overall thoughts for me, anyway, didn't know who either of them were. A little bit of a womp womp. But I think as we narrow it down, all the remaining people are really exciting and people that I will know whether I've guessed it or not. So yeah, I'm excited to see more episodes, and Ryland is too. That's why he's making all that noise right now.
Yeah, I definitely, I kind of agree with your sentiments here. I thought it was more exciting the reveals, even though we didn't know exactly who they were. Like, I liked Chen's reactions and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I mean, I thought it was still a good episode, even though they weren't like super mega stars. I do want to share with everybody that both Jonathan and I will be playing in an online version of Big Brother starting December 1st. I will put the link of the YouTube channel where this will be streaming or airing. And we will have 2 friends of Reality Realness that's going to be covering our season. So it will be a full 13 weeks, 85 days. And, you know, if you want to follow along to see how we do in the season, please do. This is an all-star season. So we met playing season 3 together, and now we're both going to be playing All Stars together, season 4. So
we're both in separate orgs right now too.
I know.
As well.
I know.
I'm final 4, probably being voted out tonight, but you know,
I'm final 8. We're in the middle of a immunity challenge right now. I'm next on the chopping block unless they decide to save me. Like, they might just like be jerks about it and just like drag me along. If they drag me along, I'll win the game though.
Well, we'll see how Big Brother turns out for us. Come follow along and watch.
Yeah, so exactly. It's going to be called Big Brother Cheesecake All-Stars. It's also season 5. So Andrew Shefsick Moonves is going to be the YouTube account that I'm going to maybe ask him to change the account name to Big Brother Cheesecake or something.
Yeah.
Or like making, I don't know how he can do it. Just so that it's clear that it's not him. Anyways, please follow along and comment and watch us play this game. Hopefully he'll do a lot of more video content. I've been pushing for him to do that. And so it can be a little more interactive, but we'll see what happens. As usual, subscribe. Please help us out here. Like this video if you liked what was going on tonight, our commentary, etc. And ring that bell so every time we go live, you will be notified. All right? All right, let's get Jonathan out of here so he can cut his hair.
Bye.
Bye.